Hey everybody, Mark V. Dub with Gardening Gone Wild. Hey, welcome back to the greenhouse. Hey, listen, it's a blustery wintry day here in Utah. It's about 25 degrees outside, but right here in the green, it's going to be about 59 degrees. Yes, I said that right. We're at, down we dropped a degree, 58 degrees with 36% humidity, and it's 3:57 Mountain Standard Time. But welcome back to the greenhouse. What I'm doing is I'm actually here filming because I'm going to put some new benches in my greenhouse. That's right. The benches that I own are made out of wood. Now, they're functional and they're doable, but I want to upgrade and make them just a little bit bigger, have them last a little longer and look a little nicer. Because I'm actually having with people coming into my greenhouse, buying plants and talking greenhouse and gardening. And so I want to make it look like a nice little place. Something that's not too hoodaddish. As a good friend of mine used to say, man, your yard looks like hoodads live here. And I'm like, okay, give me your definition of a hoodad. And he couldn't. Well, he didn't want to because he didn't want to hurt my feelings. So anyway, we're back. We're live. We're here at Gardening Gone Wild. If you can help me out and hit the subscribe button. It helps to give me some confidence in what I'm doing here. Plus, I have a lot of information I want to share with you coming up this year in 2023. I'm working on a video right now that explains top 5 things I learned in 2022 and the top 5 things from there I want to take into, 2023. So, what I've done is I've gone measured from the end of the greenhouse down here, right down there by that white pipe, and I've come all the way down the bench, and I've come right here to the wall. Now I'm actually going to go right here on top of the block. And for those of you that aren't familiar with my greenhouse, it's built out of cinder block up to 3 feet, 3.5 feet tall, with 2 cinder blocks in the ground as my foundation, and then my pony wall is the gray cinder block right here. And that goes all the way around the greenhouse, as you can kind of see right there on the lip. I filled it all with cement to help with insulation, but that goes all the way around my 12 by 20 greenhouse. It's awesome, it's strong, it's sturdy, and then of course the rest of it is built out of 2x4s. Okay? And so what I want to do is I want to take all the way down there, bring it all the way up here, and then I want to make it 60 inches, which is 5 feet wide, because my greenhouse is 12 feet wide from one side inside to the other side inside. So my benches are going to be 60 inches wide on each side. This bench over here on my north side, right north, is going to be about 19 feet. From this spot here, all the way down to down here where my water trough is for my cooling pad right here, all the way down to this edge of the block right here. And then of course I'm going to have it 60 inches from here all the way over, and it's going to overlap the block, and we can have a little bit of a slope on it so I don't have to worry about the water puddling in those divots right there where the cement filled in and didn't quite come up to the top. I'll tackle that a little bit later, but the whole idea is to get my benches to be able to come up and to kind of have a little bit of a slope, maybe a 2-3% slope, and then I'll put some material over there that'll help when I water my plants to be able to run off and down into the gravel, which is down underneath the floor, underneath that ground cloth right there. See the ground cloth just right here, okay? And here's underneath my benches. All right? So I'm going to do the same thing over on this side. I'm going to go from here, yeah, you're seeing where? From right here, right next to my cooling pad, and I'm going to go all the way down to the very end. Now, something I'm going to do a little different here in the greenhouse this year is I'm actually going to take and dig this whole area out, all this area right here. And I'm going to get down to my main water source, and I'm going to replumb so that I can include a fertilizer injector system into my watering. Now this water right here, this fire hydrant I call it, it's the frost-free hydrant. It doesn't freeze in the winter. The drawback to that is right now it's hooked up to my pressurized irrigation. And where I live, a little town in Utah, they turn off the pressurized irrigation about October 15th. And they don't turn it back on until about April 15th. So I have no water out here, and anytime I want to do anything out here in the greenhouse, I got to carry water from the house. I got to bring out here, and on and on and on. If I want to hook up the hose to my spigot on the house, I have to bring the hose in, let the hose thaw out, then I have to drain all the water out. So it's kind of a big hassle. So I'm actually going to be able to take my water source from the house, run another line out here, hook it up to the existing line that I have right now, this farm hydrant, and it's going to give me all the water I need. And it's going to be fresh water. It's not going to be pressurized irrigation water, which has a lot of weed seed, a lot of sediment and soot and all that kind of stuff that clogs up everything. So I'm going to make some changes, and I'll definitely add that into one of my videos and do a whole rundown, take you guys on that little trip, and we'll work on it together. So my benches are going to be able to hold just about 126 trays, or flats as I call them. Growing trays. Now if I use a 606, which is 6 little packs, 6 packs, and there's 6 of them in an insert, then that's going to give me 36 plants times 126. Wow, you can imagine the math. Do it, and then give me the answer you have at the bottom. So anyway, those are my my excitements here so far. I've got a little bit of a cold. I've been fighting a little bronchitis here and there. Been off work for a few days here this week, but nonetheless, I'm going to be able to go back next Monday. So I was hoping to put a few videos together for you. Okay. Now, help me out by subscribing to my channel, Gardening Gone Wild. Hit the subscribe button down there. If you like what you've seen so far, go ahead and hit like. Any comments? Go ahead and just give me some comments down below, because really that's what I like to hear. It helps me to answer any of your questions or concerns, or maybe you have some different ways of doing things. Now, I've been in the greenhouse business now for about 25 years. 20 to 25 years. I've done a lot with building them, growing in them, building benches, making everything that I need in my greenhouse, and so I know a lot. I don't know everything, but I'm anxious to share everything I do know with you, so it might help you in your greenhouse or in your garden. And as it gets warmer outside, we're going to be doing a lot more out in the garden, out in the yard, in the flowers and things like that. Kind of see my yard right here. I'm going to open the door from the greenhouse and just kind of show you the winter wonderland that we've got here in Utah going on right now. I'll talk a little bit more about that cool fort right up there. My boy and I, we built that thing. Talk a little bit more about the telephone pole in the ground, and then of course my garden all the way over there where the little trellis is, and the little arbor, and then all the good stuff. So we've got lots to cover, lots to enjoy, lots to learn together. And so what I want you to comment, give me any ideas of some things you want to learn about, and I'll make sure I include them in my videos. Hey, one of the cool things I want to do, or very important things to do, is soils. Which soil you're supposed to use? Which soil shouldn't I use? I've got a video that I'm making right now on all the different soils that are out there. And the funny thing is, real fast, is when I was researching all the soils, I got to 71 different soils by so many different manufacturers that I can only imagine how a lot of us feel out there. We're so confused. We're so set back. We're just in awe of what do we use? Potting mix, potting soil, propagation mix, propagation soil, mushroom soil, cactus. I mean, it's just a plethora of them. I stopped at 71, and there were still tons more of different soils out there. So that's something we're going to cover in a video here coming up in about 2 or 3 more videos, probably a couple more 2 or 3 weeks, because folks, it's gardening time, or it's planning time to get ourselves ready for our garden. So thanks for joining me. Thanks for watching my channel. Thanks for supporting me. And I am so excited to jump in, dive in head first, and get going. So in the meantime, I'm Mark Van Wagner. Some people know me as Mark V. Dub, but I'm Mark Van Wagner. Gardening Gone Wild. We'll see you next time.